friends, welcome back to my channel, Life as Tiff Knows It. Oop, I just bumped you there. Just seeing if you're awake. Thanks for joining me today. I'm doing a WIP and chat. WIP, if you're new to the concept, it stands for work in progress. This is my current WIP that's taking forever and a day, as you've probably heard if you've tuned in before. My current WIP is one from the company Diamond Art Club, and it is by artist Deborah Malcom, and it is entitled Aurora Beauty. I'm going to insert an image of what it actually is going to look like once it's done, as long as I remember to do so. And yeah, so filming this on a Thursday evening. It is, hopefully you can see with the angle that I'm diamond painting at. Maybe I'll try to do it like this. Yeah, it's about 5:30. Just got done with coming home from work and trying to get this done before I have to cook dinner for my family. We're going to be doing a Hello Fresh meal tonight. We're doing like a pasta that has sausage with zucchini, and I can get down with maybe some pasta, but you know what sounds better? Chips and salsa. I don't know. I always am craving food different from what I know I need to cook. So we'll see if I have self-control, because I did purchase some chips and salsa. I had to go to the store yesterday, and I randomly picked up chips and salsa because it sounded really good. And I've been able to, but I haven't had the opportunity really to eat chips and salsa for a while. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, sorry. So random. I feel like I am just all over the place with my thoughts, trying to process a lot of things in my day. This is me trying to unwind. I'm filming this in a different area of my house too than normal, so everything just feels a little discombobulated, but that is a-okay. I hope you're doing well. Hopefully you are getting ready and excited for the month of May. It's coming up quick. I always, for the past 4 months, I have been doing like a recap of my monthly goals. So that will be in next week's WIP and Chat, is just talking about where I'm at with my goals. So yeah, I got that going on. I almost filmed it this time, but we are still in April. Barely. So yeah, let's see. I told you about what I'm working on. I think I kind of talked about this last week, but I don't know what it is. I should really enjoy. There's nothing wrong with this kit. I'm just not really finding myself wanting to work on it very much. I was supposed to flip it over when I started a new section because I thought maybe it's because I'm working on it upside down. And I did not do that. So because the reason for that is I thought it might be hard to do like a middle section with it being done on both sides. So I might just continue on with my path. We'll see. I've made a bit of progress. Definitely not going to reach halfway, I'd say, but my goal is to get this done, half of it done by the end of April. I did have some time to diamond paint, and so I have made quite a bit of progress. So that's good. Now I'll just get into it. So let's see. I took a little bit of notes. It's not a terribly glamorous WIP and Chat, I must warn you. I'm just going to be talking about real life things. So last week, typical work week. Although I did have Friday off, and I talked about that a little bit in my last WIP and Chat. It was a good Friday off. Like, just really was lazy, feeling like the onset of like a cold, which if you might notice, like my voice is a little froggy. It's because that cold is still happening or whatever this is. My daughter had a stomach bug last week, and Friday went well. I got to play a board game with Bill, which is really what I was hoping to do because I feel like him and I just we're like passing ships of the night. I feel like he has a lot of stuff going on with his friends and he's working, and then I've been so tired and exhausted after work. I just go to bed. So we connect a lot by doing things together, and one of my favorite board games is this board game called Parks. And I'm sure I've talked about it before, but it's just a very low stress competitive game that like incorporates like a lot of nature because you have to visit natural parks in it. And yeah, it's really cute. So if you're looking for a thing to do with any, like it doesn't have to be obviously like a significant other, but I think Parks is a very cute, engaging game. So I played that. I had a hard cider while I was playing it because that's like I've been really like digging some ciders lately. But I don't know if that's what happened to make me ill. So I got like so sick to my stomach. And it hit like it was the stomach bug from hell. I've experienced it before. It felt almost worse before. I actually got a stomach bug once when I was pregnant. And that was just scary. You don't want to have like a terrible stomach bug when you're pregnant because you're dehydrated and you don't want the baby to be hurt. Like I was freaking out. So compared to that, anything's better than being pregnant while it happens, but oh my gosh. Like I don't want to get into like too many details. But it was so bad that I was vomiting so hard that I thought I was going to pass out. I had to like wake up Bill to tell him like, "Hey, I'm feeling so bad I might pass out and I need you to know that." Like I might pass out, and I asked him to get me some ice water because I couldn't leave the bathroom. So I was trying so hard to get fluids into my body. Well, my body was desperately getting fluids out of my body. It was so bad, so bad. And I've never had, so something different happened this time. I've never had happen before where I've been, usually it's like, it's bad for a while and then it gradually gets a little bit better. And it definitely didn't have that gradually part. Like, so it was really bad. It was really bad. And then I felt better. And then, it was super bad from early in the morning, like middle of the night, Saturday night, like meaning Friday night, I guess, into Saturday morning, like 4 a.m. to like 4 p.m. Friday into like Saturday, 4 a.m. and Saturday, 4 p.m. Bad. So bad. Like I couldn't even like, I was thinking maybe I should try to diamond paint to keep my mind off of it. I couldn't focus. I couldn't even focus on like a show to watch. That's how bad it was. And then after 4 p.m., I started feeling a little bit better. I even ate a cracker because I was trying to be really good about not getting dehydrated. So I was drinking electrolyte water and I was drinking Gatorade and Pedialyte, like an adult version of Pedialyte. And I was just sipping it so slowly. And then I finally ate a cracker. And then by like the evening, I had like 5 crackers. And I was super proud of myself because the last thing you want to do is eat, but it's what your body needs. Like, Your body needs something in your system, because there was nothing in my system. And I was so, I thought, well, one benefit to this is like, I'm on a weight loss journey, and like really I'm just taking care of myself, my fitness journey. So I weighed myself after I felt better, because I was just curious too, like how many pounds did I lose in just like liquid and like content from my body. And it said I lost 10 pounds, but then I found out that the scale, the corner of it was stuck on our rug, and that messed up the scale. So I did not lose 10 pounds. I was kind of concerned when I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's not good. I don't want to lose weight that way. I would definitely never prefer to have a stomach bug. Oh my God, the worst. But nope, I lost more like 4 pounds, and I'm sure I've gained it back. But that was kind of a funny scenario with the scale. And then Sunday, I was feeling better. I even went on a walk to the store. But I don't know if you're the same way, but after a stomach bug, I very much just have very odd cravings of what sounds good to me, and nothing else will do. Like, I don't want to eat anything other than what sounds good. And always, for me, ever since I was a kid, I always want, it's so weird, a beef and cheddar from Arby's after I'm sick. And I know it's not the most nutritious thing or probably best thing for a stomach. But all the time, it's like almost become a ritual in a weird way. Like, I need Arby's, and that means I have graduated from being actively so horribly sick with a stomach bug to recovering from the stomach bug. And so Bill was gracious and got me Arby's, and usually it's not a problem. Like it like my stomach doesn't, it's just kind of like, oh, food, yay. And then I feel good. That didn't happen this time, you guys. And it might have been because I also really wanted Taco Bell. And I know in hindsight, when I say it out loud, it's like, oh my gosh, why would you do that to your stomach? That's exactly what Bill told me too. Like, don't you want to take it easy on your stomach? But I didn't want anything spicy from Taco Bell. I really wanted a bean burrito with green sauce. It sounded so good. In fact, it sounds good right now. So I don't know what it was, but I had a resurgence of the stomach bug the same, like Sunday morning into not Sunday morning. It like Monday morning, like late Sunday night into Monday morning is like it came back. Excuse me. It was so bizarre. I've never had a stomach bug just like go away and come right back. Now, the second round was not as bad, and I did stay home from work, even though I felt like I'm starting to feel kind of guilty. I've been taking a couple days off here and there, but they're starting to add up, and I don't really like to take time off of work. So I had this weird situation where I ended up just basically, I technically took the day off, but I spent the day working anyway because I have a problem feeling guilty about not working, and that makes me mad at myself. Also, there's just so much to do. Like, I just figured I would rather be at home by a bathroom, and I need a distraction anyway. I could watch like a fluffy show and be worried about work, or I could do something about why I'm worried and just handle it, and I did. So, and there's still so much to do. So I don't regret getting stuff done. I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. So that was my weekend. And then I thought on Tuesday, like my stomach still has not really bounced back. Like things bother it. Like I love coffee, if you know me or you followed me, I'm a big coffee person, and I haven't wanted coffee, even though like people have got me Starbucks, and I did drink the coffee, but I don't want it. It's been almost a week since I've had this bug, and like I'm still like my stomach still is like no, because coffee with a stomach bug is the worst. So, and spicy. I love spicy food, but right now I don't want it. Although I do want these chips and salsa, and I don't think the salsa wouldn't be that spicy. But so yeah, it's been an interesting week in that sense. Oh, and then on top of this, I have a sore throat, and I thought, well, maybe it's from the stomach bug, if you know what I mean, because you kind of like, there's a lot of forceful motions happening with all your body. And that's the other thing. It's kind of like when I get a stomach bug, it causes so many other issues for my body. Like I feel truly that I threw out my back because of the stomach bug, because of vomiting. And then I also have this sciatic nerve problem that pops up. And it's more so the sciatic stuff comes up when I'm not active, when I'm just sitting a lot. And of course, I was sitting a lot with the stomach bug. I didn't work out today. I haven't worked out. I did work out one day this week. And that's like my biggest like frustration with myself and like worry is I have spent the last 4 months building a routine that is really good for me. I get up and I work out, and I have, this green drink, and I have a protein shake, and like I know it's making a difference, and I'm feeling good about myself. And in the past, like 100% of the time, the thing that derails the progress I've made with fitness is getting sick, because I just don't have the motivation or the energy to recover and get back into the routine. Like forming a routine is hard. Reforming a routine is even harder when you've lost like the momentum, like the drive to do it originally. Like I think though I'll be okay, because I contemplated, I even turned on the workout video, and I just couldn't do it. I just am not feeling good enough to do it. And so I could have forced myself to do it. It probably would have been okay. But I woke up today so congested and so like in a fog, very groggy, because I took some NyQuil last night because I'm trying to sleep well, give my body the rest it needs to get over this. But anyway, that's so hard for me. It's so hard to not to get back into a routine. And so I'm just really hoping maybe talking about it on here, people can hold me accountable to get back on track with my routine once I feel a little bit better. I'm going to try to wake up and work out tomorrow morning. Like I think I just needed today because I was just so tired and my throat hurt so bad. Just leave in a little extra, but I'm really hoping I can bounce back. And the other thing too, like because I'm still like so iffy about eating certain things, like things just don't sound good to me. Like my stomach still just being really particular, like my stomach's like no, or my brain, I don't know, my mind is just like I don't want that. My tolerance for eating and drinking things that I don't want is just way down right now. And I haven't had a protein shake in like almost a week, and they don't taste great. They don't, but I built it up to be this big thing now, and I'm mad at myself for doing that. I think tomorrow is my reset day. Tomorrow, I will get back into doing the things that I've been doing for 4 months. I don't want all this momentum to be lost because I was sick. right? Like I'm giving myself grace while I'm sick. I'm not forcing myself to do it, but I have to get back into it. I owe it to myself. I was making a joke with myself that being sick is where routines go to die, and I'm not going to let that happen. So I've been really thinking a lot about that. Oh yes, I make notes for these videos. I was going to tell you guys about my tax exempt story. I don't know. So if you're new, hi. I work in public education. I am a mental health provider for public education. I work currently at an elementary school. I am on the borderline of like burnout, and I'm trying very hard to just take care of myself and to recover and to be excited for a reset in some ways that I'm starting at a new school next year. But I had such a frustrating experience lately with tax exempt. So let me tell you a little bit about tax exempt, because I don't think a lot of people know about it. Tax exempt is something that schools and churches, and if you work for the state, you access when you're purchasing something for a school or like a business or the government. And like, I think there's kind of this misunderstanding, like, oh, it's only a couple dollars. What's the big deal? When you work in a school, there's a lot of protocols. And it's not really necessarily about the amount of money you spend, but the protocols that you follow. And it's been made so clear to me that if I want the school to pay for something on a certain card that's been issued by the school, that I need it to be, it needs to be tax exempt. There can be zero tax on the receipt. And there's a whole process, and every business is way different with their protocol, with how to ring in tax exempt, and you have to fill out a form here or have a card there or do this or do that, blah, blah, blah. Some businesses are much better than others with accommodating that. And I personally don't like doing tax exempt. I don't want to create any inconvenience for employees. I used to work as a cashier, and I know how stressful things can be when you're asked to do something that you normally don't have to do. And tax exempt is a pain in the butt. However, like if I'm going to be tasked with purchasing like supplies, to do like, for example, something nice for teachers, I don't and won't anymore spend my own money to do that because it adds up. And some of the purchases that I make for the school that are approved in the past or like a grant funding, it's been thousands of dollars. So if the school's going to pay for it, I'm going to go for that for sure. Yeah, it makes I don't know. So we're going to do, myself and some coworkers, we're going to do something kind for teachers because Teacher Appreciation Week is coming up soon. There seems to be, oddly, this debate in my school, and it really is, but we won't get into that. I go to, I'm not going to say the name of the store. A dollar store. Okay? And we're going to do something, we're purchasing something for teachers in bulk because we're a big school. We have a lot of staff. And I tell them it needs to be tax exempt, and usually I have to fill out this form. I have the special tax exempt number on my card that's issued to me, but is the school's. Like it goes into the school's funding, not my bank account. They didn't know how to do it, which I get. And I was like trying to be so patient. I take your time. I'm sorry I have to be a pain about this. Like, I'm sorry I have to do this process. And they made a mistake and they rung it up and there's tax on the receipt. And I can't have tax on the receipt. Like, it's a big problem. It's a problem because I get yelled at by somebody. And I did get yelled at by somebody, by the way. And I hate conflict. And the ironic thing is I'm doing all this to do something kind for teachers. You know, like that's what makes me the most mad in this situation. So they call a manager over, and this manager seems very annoyed by me, and I'm equally annoyed, but I don't show it, and I'm kind. And she says, yeah, we can't give you a refund. There's nothing we can do about it. And then the other employees were like kind of surprised by her response. And then she made this comment, like, I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. And I don't know. Like, I felt like, wow, they made an error. They made a mistake. But instead of like apologizing or correcting it, they have an attitude with me, or the manager did, and is not even willing to like put the money back on the card. It was the most bizarre thing. I mean, I've worked in customer service. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a Karen, but like that's what I was very clear of what I needed. They couldn't provide me with what I needed, and all I needed then was them to just put the money back on that card, and they wouldn't do it. So I got to go back to the school and get yelled at by another person. So yeah, that's my tax exempt story. I'm so over it. I'm over trying to be a kind person, and there just seems to be consequences for that. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. But I also understand that job's probably really stressful, and maybe she's having a bad day. She sure made me have a bad day. I'll say that. The other notes I have in here is I'm in the process of planning my summer. I'm so excited. I think what's motivating me is just knowing that I'm getting a bit of a break from my job soon because I have the summer off, and I'm just so excited. I think this summer is going to be my summer that I'm just using to treat myself and to recharge and reset and reevaluate and just be. I'm tired of feeling like I always need to do, and I just want to be. I want to experience things and be excited to be in the moment with my daughter. I want to do things just for me, and that's so hard for me to do. It's so hard for me to not feel, oh, you ABs, come on, not feel guilty. I know I'll do it like this. To take time for myself or to do something that maybe Denise would like to do with me, but I just want to do by myself. Obviously, I can't do that all the time. That would be no good. But this summer, Denise is going to be going to a couple preschool classes. I'm going to try my best to use those as opportunities to maybe just do some, I don't know if I classify it as adventurous things, but to get out and go explore and do things for me. Like, I always say I want to do things, and then I talk myself out of it. Or I feel like, no, I don't want to spend the money. But I want to spend my life living. And I do want to splurge a little bit this summer. I want to go to like a water theme park by myself because this sounds terrible, but I won't have fun if I can't just do the 4-year-old things. I want to go down amazing water slides. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do fun things. I want to, when Denise is in preschool, and it's not going to be that much. Like, I'm going to spend the majority of my summer with her, which I'm excited about. I want to spend time with her too. But the time that I do have to myself, I want to go to the pool. I want to sunbathe. I want to read books that I want to read. I want to do things for me. And I want to stop feeling guilty about it. And I don't want to spend any of my summer doing more work than I need to do for this job, which is actually very hard for me. But I don't have a quote ready for you guys. Maybe my quote will be very short. My quote is that my career is not my identity. Because for so long, I feel like I attribute that my career is to being who I am. And it's a big part of who I am, a fairly big part, but it's not everything. And I guess I want to prove to myself that I can do this job without always feeling like I have to do better or I have to be better than myself. I'm okay with just being me and just, like not always feeling like I have to outdo myself or I have to, I don't like that if I don't do all these things, I'm going to be stagnant. I really struggle with that. My worth and my value shouldn't be tied to always being on and always working. So that is my goal for this summer, and I'm really looking forward to it. Super excited. I did just open up this section, but I think that's probably where I'm going to end this WIP and Chat. Thanks so much for joining me. I would really appreciate it if you've watched this whole video, if you could just leave a summertime emoji in the comments. That would be amazing. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. I do WIP and Chats every week. I also try my best to do just kind of a rotation of different videos of unboxings, hyperlapses, post reviews. On Sundays, I release those, and then I have YouTube Shorts videos too. Please help my channel grow. I've noticed lately I haven't been getting as many subscribers, and it makes my heart hurt. So I'm trying my best to kind of revamp and recreate my channel a little bit. But let me know. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you next week. Bye, friends.